Daniel, and I'm collaborating with the great HPC today on the Surfactant Insights Podcast. Chemical distributors pretty much all carry surfactants as part of their product line. In fact, the top categories for chemical distributors in volume terms are caustic, solvents, and surfactants. That applies to the big guys like Brenntag as well as to the many thousands of smaller distributors around the world. What do? Well, the business model's pretty simple. They buy chemicals from producers and sell them to users. The difference between what they buy and sell for is the profit. They play an essential role, and in fact, in certain market segments for surfactants, particularly I&I cleaning, personal care, and certain industrial applications, distributors could represent up to 1/2 of a producer's volume sales, selling on to typically smaller users. Distributors operate around the world. In Asia Pacific, they often help with complex logistics. In Europe, they can provide regulatory and application support, especially for smaller producers. In the US, there's quite a bit of consolidation among distributors as the big companies seek to add scale and coverage while picking up some specialty market expertise. Who are they? Well, among the top big global distributors are Brenntag, Univar, IMCD, Azelis, and Nagasei. Among the many smaller specialized companies are those like Palmer Holland, Essential Ingredients, TAOS, Connect Chemicals, and many, many others. So, they buy and resell chemicals, maybe do some repackaging along the way. But if you spend any time talking to a chemical distributor, you're going to hear all about the value-added services. In fact, that's probably all you'll hear about. Well, what are they? And is there anything really valuable there? I think so. Consider the following. First up, formulation and application services, including labs. The big distributors operate dozens of application labs worldwide. They don't just sell a surfactant. They supply starting formulations, such as sulfate-free shampoo or renewable hard surface cleaner, to help small and medium-sized companies launch end products faster, effectively acting as an outsourced R&D department. Then there's custom blending and repackaging. Distributors transform bulk supplies into usable formats for smaller manufacturers. Services include downpacking, that's breaking tank cars or rail car loads into drums or totes. Dilution, adjusting concentration levels, and custom blending of surfactant systems to create ready-to-use bases, reducing the operational complexity for the end customer. And then there's also regulatory and compliance support. I'm talking EU REACH, US TSCA, although maybe not so much TSCA these days, biodegradability standards, various local regulations, for example, nanoparticle limits in France. Distributors can help manage safety data sheets, track REACH registration for imported volumes, and then for the customers, they can help with auditing suppliers. Of course, it's not easy being a distributor. There are challenges and costs of doing business which are driving a lot of the consolidation in the sector. There's also some interesting opportunities, however, around new technology. Here's a few. The surfactant supply chain continues to get more volatile. Distributors can help smooth out some of that volatility, for example, with palm kernel oil or ethylene oxide prices. This requires a financial cushion and the ability to hold inventory, sometimes a lot of inventory. There's digitalization and e-commerce. The rise of B2B platforms like Node or the distributor's own portals like Brenntag Connect is affecting the sector. While this offers efficiency in serving the smallest customers, it also challenges distributors to adopt a hybrid model of digital ordering combined with high-touch technical support. There's managing principal conflicts. As distributors consolidate, they often carry competing lines from different manufacturers, like, say, Dow and Shell. A major challenge then is maintaining strict internal firewalls to protect IP, marketing strategy, all sorts of confidential information, ensuring the distributors remain trusted partners to multiple competing principals. That's hard. Finally, bio and bio-based surfactants. There are many companies, up to around 100 by recent count, looking to make an entry to the market with bio-based surfactants. Many of them are startups and have no existing experience with or access to surfactant markets. I've not seen a distributor do this yet successfully, but if, as a distributor, you can provide these companies with the right type of engagement with end-use markets for bio-based surfactants, there's something quite valuable there. So, something to think about. So, there you have a quick review of the role of distributors in surfactants. I hope you found this useful, and as always, thanks again for listening.